begin by looking at this question, because this morning at 12:50, somebody messaged me to ask me, how is this possible? Okay, like, so the person doesn't understand the working lah. Like, macam mana ni? How do you get this working? So I want to present this question to all of you, okay, with the hopes that maybe you can answer lah. Okay, so why is it that suddenly the sine 30 and the sine 60 can change? Oh, sorry. Hello. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. So I wanted to begin with this question because somebody messaged me very early this morning at 1 a.m. Well, I was still sleeping. Okay, to ask me this question, like, so this person doesn't understand how this working is possible. Okay, and I suspect, because he didn't explain after that, I suspect that he doesn't understand what happens from here to here. So I want to ask all of you, if somebody were to ask you this question, how come the cos 30 suddenly becomes sine 30? And then how come suddenly the sine 60 become cos 30? Can anybody explain this?
Because they're saling complement. Sine theta is equals to cosine of sine punya complementary angle.
Okay, so the idea behind this is the complementary angle. We looked at this, at the triangle, and we found that if this is a 90-degree, let's say we have A, B, and C. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. Okay, but if this is a 30-degree angle, naturally, the last one will be 60-degree angle. Okay, and let's look at sine 30 and cos 60. Sine 30 angle is here. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So it will be B over C. Cos 60 is adjacent over hypotenuse. Now adjacent to the 60 is also B over C. And this brings to us a very important relationship which I spoke about in our very first class. I said that the idea of the complementary angles is so important because because it is not a formula. Okay, it is something that I told you that you must never memorize this as a formula. Memorize this as a concept. The sine and the cos, okay, of the complementary angles are the same value. Likewise, the tangent and the cotangent of the complementary angles are the same value. Okay, for example, tangent 30 is equals to cotangent 60. Okay, and it doesn't matter what the angles are actually, as long as they're complementary. Complementary means jumlahnya adalah 90 darjah. Okay, so that's why the cos 60 is equals to sine 30. It is a fact lah. Okay, it is a fact that we understand from the idea of complementary angles. Okay, and then why does this come to this? Because we know that if we use the addition formula on this, we will get this line. Okay, so that is the pembuktian. Okay, so I hope that answers the question of the person that asked me this question. Unfortunately, the person is not here, so I hope when you watch the video, okay, please know that I have answered your question and I hope that it is satisfactory. Okay, the idea of complementary angles, very, very important. Okay, if of all the classes, the first subtopic and the last subtopic is the most important, okay, in this particular chapter. Although the most difficult is the last subtopic, which we haven't come to yet. Okay, all right, so today we are going to look at, so the other day we looked at addition formula. So today we're going to look at double angle. Okay, double angle formula. Okay, and this is found in page 218, okay, in your textbook. Okay, double angle means that the angle you times 2 lah. Okay, so the first double angle is sine 2a. We are used to sine A, sine B, sine theta. Okay, so I'm going to change the A to theta because well, just for fun lah. Okay, so sine 2 theta. So for example, the value of sine 40, if I 2 times, okay, it will be sine 80 lah. 2 times 40. Okay, so the formula for sine 2 theta is very simple. It's 2 sine theta cos theta. Okay, so it's a formula, okay, that we can use. And again, we need to be very fluid with this. It can be from right to left. It can be from left to right. Okay, we have to learn to be fluid with this, especially when we're talking about proving identities. Okay, I want to skip the cos 2 theta for a little while to go to tangent 2 theta. Okay, tangent 2 theta is 2 tangent theta. Once again, everybody, if you find that I am writing the wrong thing, please correct me earlier on, okay? Let's not make that horrendous mistake next time. Okay, so 1 minus tangent squared theta. Okay, this is a formula that is set. 2 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent squared theta equals to tangent 2 theta. Now, we have seen this before. Okay, we have seen this 1 minus tangent 2 theta before, or something similar to that lah. Okay, in the identities. Look for the identities again. There we are. Okay, we have 1 plus tangent theta. I'm not saying that we have this is this one, but I'm saying that there is a 1 plus tangent theta, which is secant squared theta. Okay, and and since there's a 1 plus tangent squared theta, okay, when we look at the double angle formula, okay, we must notice that this is 1 minus tangent squared theta. So it's different from the identity, but it is similar. Okay, that it will play a role, okay, somewhere in here it will play a role, because we know that 1 plus tangent squared theta equals to secant squared theta, right? Okay, so I can actually substitute the tangent squared theta in here. So I'll get 1 minus, I'll get secant squared theta minus 1. Okay, to be put in here. Okay, and this may help us when we are talking about proving identities, when we want to solve equations. Okay, so all those things come into place much later. But just take note, okay, just take note that this tangent squared theta exists in the tangent 2 theta. Okay, tangent 2 theta double angle formula. That's why you never hear me say, you know, when we were doing this, okay, I always pronounce it as tangent squared theta. I never pronounce it as tangent 2 theta. Sebab this is tangent 2 theta. Okay, and I find that a lot of students, you confuse yourselves by pronouncing the wrong thing. Okay, tangent kuasa 2 theta dan tangent 2 theta adalah dua benda yang berlainan. Okay, macam 3 kuasa 2 dan 3 darab 2. Okay, dia ada dua benda yang berlainan. So make sure you pronounce the correct thing. Okay, cos 2 theta, there are 3 formulas that can make up cos 2 theta. Okay, the first formula involves both cos squared theta minus sine squared theta. It involves both cos and sine. The second formula is 2 cos squared theta minus 1. Okay, and the third one is 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. Okay, so you have all these, right, which is a lot lah. Okay, so sine 2 theta is the easiest. Tangent 2 theta is probably the second easiest. Cos 2 theta, again, kenapa ada sampai 3 formula? Okay, because from the identities, you can actually derive ini pergi ini dan ini pergi ini tau. Okay, the first identity that we learned, okay, is cos squared theta plus sine squared theta equals to 1. Kan? So if let's say I were to take from here, saya ambil inilah ayat ini, cos 2 theta minus sine squared theta, cos squared theta minus sine squared theta. Let's say I substitute the sine squared theta. So this one I bring over here, right? So I'll get cos 2 theta minus 1 minus cos squared theta. Then I use the identity and then I prove it. So cos 2 theta cos 2 theta plus, because minus and minus become plus, right? It will become 2 cos squared theta minus 1, which is this formula. Okay, so basically, this is the basic cos 2 theta formula. But from there, we can derive using the basic identities. Kita boleh derive yang kedua dan yang ketiga ini. Okay, but generally we just give all 3 at one go lah. Okay, because sometimes depending on the situation, depending on the situation, you may not even need to use the sign. So let's say kau tidak perlu pakai sign, then you use this lah. If you only are given sign, kalau kamu diberi sign sahaja, then you use this formula instead. Okay, so cos 2 theta is well, you can say it's like a magic formula. It can be a magic formula lah. Okay, it's very useful because we can combine it together with the basic identities. Okay, so just like Monday's class, when we learned that addition formula can be used to prove trigonometric identities and find values of other trigonometric values, we can do the same thing with double angle formula. Okay, but again, let me remind you that when we prove trigonometric identities, kita bukan menggunakan satu cara saja. Sometimes you will have to use multiple identities to help you to prove. So there's gabungan of the addition formula, there's gabungan dengan basic identities. Okay, all this come together. Okay, that's why we teach this in stages. We start with the basic identity because that's the most basic. And then we go to the addition formula because that's the second most difficult. Okay, and then lastly we go to the double angle formula. But everything can be used to prove a trigonometric identity. Okay, turn to your textbook in page 221. Okay, let's start with page 221. Question number 3. So the first proving that we are going to do is sine 2 theta tangent theta plus cotangent theta, okay, equals to 2. Okay, this is what we want to prove. We want to prove that all this yada 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 equals to 2. Obviously, we start from the left-hand side. We don't start from the right-hand side. Right? Okay, so first thing we can do is we substitute the sine 2 theta. Okay, so sine 2 theta will give us 2 sine theta cos theta. Okay, and then you have plus tangent theta plus cotangent theta. Okay, we're going to prove all this and goes all the way to 2 lah. Hopefully. Okay, so the next thing that we can do is, we can substitute the tangent theta and the cotangent theta with sine over cos. Because remember, the tangent theta is sine theta over cos theta. Okay, so 2 sine theta cos theta. Okay, then you have sine theta over cos theta. Astaga, sorry. Okay, then plus, then you have cos theta over sine theta. Okay, now since this whole thing is one entity, dia adalah satu sebutan, so we can actually multiply this and this and this and this. 2 sine theta cos theta times with sine theta over cos theta. Okay, so let's pertimbangkan yellow. This one multiply with this one. 2 sine theta cos theta times sine theta over cos theta. What you're going to have is, you're going to have the cos theta and this cos theta and this cos theta will saling terpotong. So on the yellow side, you're going to get 2 sine squared theta. Kan? Sebab sine theta darab sine theta will be sine squared theta. Cos theta sudah potong. Okay, now let's consider the brown side. The brown side is this one and this one. Sorry, so ugly. Okay, so 2 sine theta cos theta times with cos theta over sine theta. So you get the sine theta akan dipotong. Right? So you're going to get plus 2 cos squared theta. Now, whenever you see the amazing sine squared theta and cos squared theta together, okay, you can factorize. Sine squared theta plus cos squared theta, okay, equals to 2 times 1, which is equals to 2. Okay, proven. Okay, so far so good. I'm not making any mistake yet. Okay, so far so good lah. So again, again, This comes with, let me maybe share with you something that hopefully encourages you. Lah. This comes with experience. Lah. Okay, let me tell you that this comes with experience. When I first started doing this, okay, I also had problems with recognizing that this sine squared theta plus cos squared theta equals to 1. Because it comes with experience. The more proving questions you do, the more proof lah. Okay, the more proofs you do, okay, the better you will get at remembering or at least macam saya pernah tengok ini, macam saya pernah tengok. Okay, it comes with experience. Okay, and how do you gain experience? Of course, by practicing. Okay, practice is always important. Okay, to gain experience. Okay, and everybody can. Okay, because once you get enough experience, then you will be able to see, or you will be able to catch the pattern. Okay, the pattern of how to prove. Okay, let's do another one. Why don't you choose lah? You want to do B, C, or D?
B lah.
D,
Yeah.
D for donkey,
Yeah, dog.
All right. Secant 2x equals to cotangent x plus tangent x over cotangent x minus. Oh no. Okay, so obviously we have to start from this side. Okay, there's no way we can do on the left side. Okay, but we have to remember that secant, although the angle has been doubled, the rules are still the same. Secant squared x equals to 1 over cos, secant 2x equals to 1 over cos 2x. Okay, and cos 2x, okay, as you have seen just now, there are 3 versions of this. Okay, so we want it so that, okay, when we change this, it will end up as maybe 1 over cos squared x minus sine squared x. We are hoping that it ends up something like this. Okay, then we can work this way and then work this way. Okay, so good luck to us. Sorry, I also don't know. I'm answering this as I'm going along. Okay, so cotangent x plus tangent x. When you see this, you kind of know where this is headed. Okay, first thing you need to do is you need to change everything to sine over cos and cos over sine. So I'm going to split this up. This is cotangent x minus tangent x. Okay, I'm going to split this up. First part is here, second part is here. Okay, so cotangent x is cos x over sine x plus sine x over cos x. Okay, and you cross multiply lah. So you get cos squared x plus sine squared x over sine x cos x. I know, I can see already what's happening. Okay, can all right. Then here, okay, we do the same thing lah. Cos x over sine x minus sine x over cos x. Okay, cross multiply, you get cos squared x minus sine squared x over sine x cos x. It's so crazy, but can. Okay, so now that we have both together, let's bring it all in. This divide by this. Okay, because it's per lah. Okay, so cos squared x plus sine squared x over sine x cos x. Since it is divide, when I flip it around, I will get multiply. Okay, sine x cos x over cos squared x minus sine squared x. Okay, it's so crazy. Okay, then sine x and cos x chop. Sine x cos x chop. Okay, and interestingly, we have cos squared x plus sine squared x equals to 1. 1 from the basic identity. So you get 1 over cos squared x minus sine squared x. Now, where have we seen this before? We saw this when we were establishing this earlier on. If we can get to a point where it's 1 over cos squared x minus sine squared x, I can convert this to become cos 2x, and this will become secant 2x. So you're actually literally 2 steps away already. 1 over cos 2x equals to secant 2x. Okay, quite easily done. It's easy. Okay, again, experience plays a very important role in this. Okay, I'm not saying that, when I studied this, wow, first time I got this and then I got it all correct. No, 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 it didn't. Okay, it took me a while to get this, and it took me like many questions before I finally grew to like this. Okay, I didn't like it the first time I learned trigonometry. Okay, I thought proving was a waste of time. But when I did it, the more I did it, the more I realized that actually, it's just manipulating everything. Okay, kamu ubah suai supaya nampak apa yang kamu mau. Okay, you kind of see the way forward. Okay, so yes, let me encourage you by proof is fun. Proof is very fun one actually. Of course, it's fun when you get it lah. When you don't get it, it's very torturesome lah. Okay, it's like a puzzle that you cannot solve. When you don't get it, it's that frustrating lah. Okay, it's like, saya macam saya tahu ba ni, tapi saya tidak tahu. So it's like, very frustrating. Okay, before we go on to the next one, I need to talk about this. Now, since we are talking about the double angle formula, I also should talk to you about the half angle formula. Okay. Now, if you notice that in the double angle formula, when we introduce the double angle formula, okay, all the other angles in the other side of the formula becomes half. Okay, it becomes, instead of 2 theta, it all becomes just theta. Okay, notice that originally it's 2 theta, and then in the formula it doesn't maintain the 2 theta, the double angle. So let's say I were to use this, I can say that sine 80 okay, equals to 2 sine 40 cos 40. Okay, makes sense? Sine 80, because 80 is 2 theta lah. Saya tetapkan, okay, theta adalah 40. Okay, so 2 theta is sine 80 equals to 2 sine 40 cos 40. If you calculate it in your calculator, you will get the same value. Okay, but I'm not going to waste time there lah. Okay, atau cos 60 contohnya. Ada mana? Cos 64. Okay, contohnya is equals to cos squared 32 minus sine squared 32. Because 32 is half of 64. Okay. Now, what if I change the 2 theta, okay, to become just theta? Cos theta. I use the same formula, sine. Okay. I use the same formula, the same concept, double angle, but instead of 2 theta, I just use theta. What I'm going to get is, I will get 2 sine theta over 2, half theta, and cos theta over 2. Okay, the angle becomes half lah. Okay, so we call this the half angle formula that is actually comes from the double angle formula. I know that in your workbook and even in a textbook, they give you this one and they call this the half angle formula. But you need to understand that the half angle formula, okay, is actually derived from the double angle formula. So daripada kamu susah payah menghafal the half angle, just remember that the double angle kau kasih half kan, the half angle will appear. Okay, and likewise, all this, okay, these three, cos theta, okay, equals to, okay, according to this first line, it will be cos squared theta over 2 minus sine squared theta over 2. The angle is always halved in the double angle formula. Okay, or it will be 2 cos squared theta over 2 minus 1. Or it will be 1 minus 2 sine squared theta over 2. Okay, and likewise, the tangent formula will also be able to give us a half angle. When we divide this by 2, this will become theta. So all the others will be divided by 2. So 2 tangent theta over 2 minus 1 minus, over 1 minus tangent squared theta over 2. Okay. Again, this is a word of advice. I know that in the textbook, they write down there, sine theta over 2 equals to, cos theta minus 1. No, sorry. It's 1 minus cos theta over 2, okay, square root. Okay, I know that in the textbook it is written like this. I would rather you not memorize this. Okay, I would rather what you should do is you should memorize the double angle formula. Okay, and then just remember that in order to find the half angle, we use the double angle, but we take away the 2. We halve all the angles. Okay, because if you memorize this one, okay, for those of you who can get this, this one actually saya ubah dari ini. Okay, cos theta equals to 1 minus 2 sine squared theta over 2, right? Then saya kasih pindah supaya saya dapat sine theta over 2. But it's very confusing because it's additional formulas that you don't have to memorize. Okay, it is better to memorize the double angle and half the angle yourself. Okay, so derive, just like the complementary angles, I told you already, please don't memorize, okay, sine theta equals to cos 90 minus theta. It is a waste of time. Remember the concept. Okay, you want to not burden yourself with all these unnecessary things to memorize. So my suggestion is this. Okay, derive the formula on your own from the double angle formula. Okay, let's take a look at question number 4. Okay, question number 4 in your textbook. Okay, so again, sine x equals to 4 over 5, and they say x is an acute angle. Okay, and sine y is 5 over 13. Sorry, sine y is 5 over 13, and y is an obtuse angle. Okay, most important thing, whenever you get this, is to determine the quadrant first. Okay, what is the meaning of acute?
Less than 90.
Less than 90. Less than 90 means it must be in quadrant
1.
1.
Okay, it must be in quadrant 1. Okay, so don't need to think already. All right, let's form the right angle triangle. Here is x. Where is 4 and where is 5? This one I've done this so many times. Where is 4 and where is 5?
4 is at the opposite
Okay.
of x. And 5 at the hypotenuse.
Okay, so what is the missing piece?
3.
Okay, the missing piece is 3. You can get all the 12 information from there. Triangle, the triangle is the most important thing. Okay, I feel a sneeze coming. Okay. Sine y is an obtuse angle. Okay, what does obtuse mean?
2.
Okay, quadrant 2. Now, quadrant 2, only one thing is positive, which is sine, cos, or tangent.
Sine.
Okay, only sine is positive. So the rest all must be negative. Bear that in mind. Okay, now just for fun, I'm going to put y over here just to annoy all of you. Okay, where is 5 and where is 13? And what is the missing piece? Go ahead.
The hypotenuse is 13.
Okay, what is the missing piece?
12.
12.
Okay, the missing piece is 12. Now let's go into the question. Okay, notice that I have not done anything about the question. I make sure that I have all the information that I need before I go into the question. Okay, cosecant 2x. I hate this lah. Okay, cosecant 2x. Okay, cosecant is 1 over sine. 1 over sine 2x. Okay, now sine 2x is 1 over 2 sine x cos x. Do I have sine x and cos x? Of course, you can do it yourself. Sine x is 4 over 5. So 1 over 2 times 4 over 5. What is cos x? Cos x is adjacent over hypotenuse. So 3 over 5. Okay? So over here, you get 1 over 24 over 25. Am I right? 12 times 2, 24, 25. Okay, so the answer is 25 over 24. Done. Okay, so there is nothing really much to this. If you have answered the previous question, it will probably be along the same lines lah. Okay, cuma kita sekarang menggunakan the double angle formula. But as I said before, forming this triangle and identifying which quadrant is the important thing. Okay, is the most important thing because that will determine whether your answer is positive ka, negative ka, blah, 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 blah. All right, secant 2y. So annoying. Why do they give us all this? Okay, secant 2y is 1 over cos 2y. Now, what happens, okay, if I'm given cos 2y and you want to ask, and you're asking yourself, oh no, which cos should I use? There are 3 formulas for this. Okay, you can use either one. It doesn't really matter lah. Okay, but just for fun I'm going to use the third one, 1 minus 2 sine squared. Okay, no matter which one you use, you will get the same answer. Okay, so I'm going to get 1 over 1 minus 2 sine squared y. Okay, so sine y we know is 5 over 13. Okay, so if sine y is 5 over 13, sine squared y will be 5 over 13, the whole thing, the square lah. Okay, you just square it. Okay, so you get 1 over 1 minus 2 times 5 over 13 squared. Okay, then this one will be a simple calculation which I can't figure out now. Sorry, 1 over 1 minus this would be 50 over 169. 1 over 119 over 169, which will give you 169 over 119. Oh dear. Over 169 over 119. Okay, yeah, so ini sudah kena permudahkan sudahlah. 169 over 119. Okay, now we come to the one that we are talking about. Okay, sine x over 2. Okay, sine x over 2. Now, as I said before, derive the half angle formula from any double angle formula. It makes things so much easier. Okay, so let's go back to what we derived before, this one. Okay, so if we want this one, sorry, okay, if we only want to find sine, okay, if you want to find sine only, okay, it is best to use the only one that doesn't have another angle involved. Okay, so let's say we want to find this. So we use the formula that is much easier and it only involves one. So this is the better one. Okay, from cos 2 theta, we change it to cos theta. And then since we want the sine half, okay, so we use this instead. Okay, so let me go back to this. So we want this. Okay, so we have cos x equals to 1 minus sine x over 2 squared. Sine squared x over, sorry, is it 2? Ada 2 bahkan? Yeah, 1 minus 2 sine squared. Okay, so 1 minus 2 sine squared x over 2. Okay, I think that this is an easier way because you have cos x. Okay, from sine x, okay, from sine x over here, we can derive cos x, which is 3 over 5. Okay, so you can have 3 over 5, you substitute here, minus, equals to 1 minus 2 sine squared x over 2. Can you find the sine squared x over 2? Can. Can you find the sine x over 2? Can. Okay, move the 1 across. So 3 over 5 minus 1 equals to negative 2 sine squared x over 2. Okay, 3 over 5 minus 1 will give you negative 2 over 5. Okay, negative 2 over 5. Bring the negative 2 across. Okay, it will become divide by negative 2 equals to sine squared x over 2. Okay, so this will be negative 4 over 5 equals, sorry, positive 4/5. Am I doing this right? 2/5 divided by 2. Oh, sorry, 1/5. Yeah, 1/5 equals to sine squared x/2. So in order for us to find sine x/2 only, we just square root 1/5. Okay. I would rather you do this daripada you susah payah go and memorize the, okay, sine x/2 equals to 1 plus, no, 1 minus cos, okay, it's in the textbook lah. I would highly advise you against doing that lah. Okay. Okay, your homework for today is the 2 questions in the following pages lah. Okay, the 2 questions in page 90 and 91. Oh, 3. D, E, F. Hold on, 1 minute. Yeah. Okay, question D, E, and F. So page 90 and page 91, question D, E, and F. Okay, D to F is your homework for today. Same thing, take one photo and send it into the Telegram homework channel. All right.